But in the blog, there's a mention of cold starts, right? Specifically, if you have an application that is not making any queries, probably it will scale down to 0. How does micro VMs help in these cases?
Postgres is obviously a stateful service, right? When you start a Postgres server, it takes a while for it to start up. And then you start querying it, it starts loading data from the disk, and it builds up its caches. And you really need those caches to be warm in order to have a Postgres server that performs well. So what we're doing is we have Postgres running inside a micro VM. We're using Firecracker. And then we use Firecracker to take memory snapshots of the Postgres process and store that entire thing to disk. This is actually where the size of Postgres becomes important, because the biggest overhead we have is writing that snapshot to disk and then reading it back from disk into memory. That is what determines how quickly we can perform a cold start. And because we have really minimized the size of the Postgres binary, we are able to do that restore, read the entire memory snapshot from disk, load it into memory, and serve the first request. We can do that in about 5 milliseconds. So that's fast enough that people don't notice that there is a cold start. You don't want to pay that 5 millisecond cost on every single query. But if you haven't used your database for a while and the first query takes an additional 5 milliseconds, that's good enough that you don't even need to worry about cold starts.